It is Thursday evening, July 23rd, 2015, and this is Wakaw, Saskatchewan, down on its glacial lake bed of silts and clays, rich farmland. Off to the west is the Minnechinas Hills, and this is the rail line that the Grand Trunk Pacific laid down through here in 1911, reaching up from Young on what is now the Canadian National Main Line. And it stayed here for a year, the railhead that is, before being extended up to St. Louis on the South Saskatchewan River, where the construction of the bridge there took 5 years. Didn't get to Prince Albert until 1917. This Pioneer elevator was built in 1982, the last elevator built in Wakaw. The first were built by Security and by Standard in 1912, Luther Ledbetter in 1913. 1917 saw Progressive Farmers Elevator open, and 1922 Saskatchewan Cooperative Elevator open. And I guess there was a mill here at one time. At least that's what's suggested by the name of the retirement home. The former Saskatchewan Wheat Pool building there was raised in 1974, and the annex is the old Sask-Co-op elevator from 1922. In 1923, Central Grain built an elevator. Here we are at the corner of First Street South and Railway Avenue. Uncle Barley's, site of the old hotel, I think. Now a nice place to eat or enjoy an evening. Main Street is actually one block north, but First South seems to be the main commercial strip. Got your restaurants and your food stores. There's the Minnechinas Hills. Off to the west there. And there's the Wakaw Inn, although I think it might not be a place to pernoctate anymore. The first newcomers to settle in this area were ranchers arriving in the late 1880s, followed by an influx of Ukrainians and Germans, French and Hungarians, farming settlers from about 1900. The Presbyterian Church established a mission and a hospital on Wakaw Lake a bit to the east in 1903 and 1906 respectively, and a post office was opened at the mission on May 1st, 1905, and subsequently moved onto the town site, probably opening on September 28th, 1912. The town site was laid out with the arrival of the Grand Trunk Pacific in 1911, who raised that year a Design A station at mile 66.4 from Young, which was replaced in 1919 by a new Design A, which Canadian National sold off in 1982. Here we are on Main Street, looking at the rec center, with bowling alley. There's the municipal office. The village was incorporated December 26, 1911, and Wakaw became a town on August the 1st, 1953. It is the headquarters, the RM at Fish Creek, number 402. There's the town shops and the fire hall, volunteer fire department here. And above all is the big old standpipe, in need of a spot of paint here and there. Don't know who originally raised this church on Main Street, or when. 1924, the little flower was raised. And it's on Main Street as well. And this is Wakaw on the 22nd of May 2014, also a Thursday. And the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church, Sacred Heart of Jesus. Don't know when this was built. Looks like after the war. And the back of Ukrainian Greek Orthodox Church. Built in 1949, the Assumption of the Virgin Mary. And the new school, kindergarten through grade 12. The population of Wakaw has risen over 100 folks between 2006 and 2011. Now 985 people call Wakaw home. The cenotaph. On First Street South again. I think it's the old school. Lots of stuff to look at. There's the Little Flower Church in the background there. And the office of arguably Wakaw's most famous resident, John George Diefenbaker, who went on to become the 13th Prime Minister of Canada, 1957 to 1963. And a detachment of the RCMP. And down on Highway 2, looking north, Prince Albert is about 75 km away. Just to the south of town is Highway 41, leads to Saskatoon, about 90 km to the west-southwest, and Melfort to the east, 75 km. There's a pair of veteran Fords in 1942, or approximately on the right, and in 1948. There was a second rail line that served Wakaw, built by the Canadian National in 1931 between Melfort and Aberdeen on the old Canadian Northern Main Line near Saskatoon. It ran just to the south of Wakaw and was torn up in the 1980s, I believe. In the Cree language, Wakaw means crooked for the shape of the nearby lake, and it is the only community in the province with a palindromic name, Wakaw, Saskatchewan.